Hi guys, in this video we will be looking at mathematics prelim September 2024. This was written in Mpumalanga province. Yes, this was a preparatory from Mpumalanga province. For those of you who have not written, it will be wise to revise using the question paper, or you can use other question paper as well. That is also good to do that. Let's start with 5.1. At 5.1, we are told that if cos 21 is supposed to be, determine the following in terms of P. So first question will be 5.1.1 tan 201. Then the second one is sine 52. The third one it's cos 51. Let's start with 5.1, guys. At 5.1, remember that they said if cos 21 is equals to P. No? So this is the same as P all over 1. Remember, for cos, guys, it's x all over r, adjacent all over hypotenuse. So if we put this in a diagram form, this will be on the first quadrant where we have 21 degrees. So let me just sketch my my right triangle there. So your opposite side will be y, in which you don't know, but the adjacent side you do know it, which is P. Then your hypotenuse, which is 1. So what is missing? It's y. So we need to first calculate y. So remember that it's x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. So in this case, guys, we need to make y squared the subject of the formula. So we will transpose x squared to the other side. So meaning that our r squared will replace it by 1. Then for x, you'll replace it by p squared. So we'll have y squared. Then when you square 1, guys, you have 1. And when you square, p squared remains p squared. Square root of y, that will be y. Square root of 1 minus root p squared. You will be left with root 1 minus p squared, right? That's how it should be. So, but we haven't answered our question. Our other question was saying we need to determine the following in terms of P, tan 201. But this was necessarily to do it before you can answer such question. It's a must to do that, right? So we need to reduce tan 201. Let's subtract that 201 by 180. That will be 21. So meaning that it will be 180 plus 21, which will give you 201. We know that from our cast diagram, very, very important to know your cast diagram, that on the third quadrant, it's a home for tan, in which tan is positive. And here we know on the second quadrant that it's a home for sine, meaning that 90 plus theta as well as 180 minus theta. For first quadrant, that will be all here, in which we have 90 minus theta. We also have 360 plus theta. So here we also have 360 minus theta. We also, so on the fourth quadrant, we have 360 minus theta and negative theta, guys, right? So very important to know your cast diagram because it will help you as well, right? So we have tan 180 plus 21, so which is a home for tan. So guys, we are going to have tan 21 here. We're going to have tan 21. So in terms of P, this is the same as y all over x. Our y, remember, we said that it's root 1 minus p squared divided by our x, which will be, our x was p. Yes, we're given that it was p. So I want us guys to look at 5.1.3 in this case. No? So when we look at 5.1 in this case, 5.1.3, it says determine the following in terms of P cos 51. I'm jumping the part here. I can see we're supposed to look at 5.1.2, which is sine 42. So we can see, guys, sine 42 on its own, it's let's try it by dividing by 2. it gave us 21. It's a double angle, and also it can't be a compound, and we can't reduce it, right? So I think the best way, let's use a double angle in this case. So that's 5.1.2. So we are going to have sine 42, so which is a double angle. This will be sine times 221. Then the double angle of sine, that will be, remember, that will be 2 sine 21 and cos 21. You will use the information. They will give you an information sheet where you are going to use a double angle. Remember, double angle for sine 2 theta, that will be 2 sine theta and cos theta. So that's what we did there. So from here, sine 21, remember, it's opposite all over hypotenuse, in which it will be root 1 minus p squared, where the hypotenuse was 1. If we use here, we can see the hypotenuse was 1, and we did calculate y there, right? So cos 21 was also given as is equals to p. Then what is 2 times p? That would be 2p. Then we are left with root 1 minus p squared then, because this, if you divide this, it gives you root 1 minus p squared. So that's how you can tackle 5.1.2. Let's go to 5.1.3. For 5.1.3, we were given cos 51, guys. There was also 3 marks as well. Cos 51, if we divide by 2 now, it doesn't give you a double angle. Let's try compound, but we'll use the special angles and add by. Let's start by adding the special angle, which is 30 plus 21. Yes, try. It gives you 51. No? That means it's the best way to go. It's the best route for us. So since we are looking at cos 51, guys, here. Cos 51, I said that we'll use a compound, which is 30 plus 21, which gives you 51. So compound angle of cos, remember, it will be cos cos and sin sin. So it will be cos 30 and cos 21 subtracted by sin 30 multiplied by sin 21. So cos 30, it's a special angle, so that will be root 3 all over 2 multiplied by p, which cos 21 was given. Then what about sin 30? Sin 30, it's half. Remember, here it's sin 21, so in which sin 21 was root 1 minus p squared. So we'll have to simplify this. So if we say root 3 multiplied by p, that's p root 3. Then if we say 1 times root 1 minus p squared, that's root 1 minus p squared. We can see the denominators are the same. You remember, you subtract the numerator, so we are going to divide by 2. So that's how it should be with 5.1.3. So from there, guys, I want us to look at 5.2, where we are given sine 210 and multiplied by cos 510 and cos 315 multiplied by sine 1 negative multiplied by sine negative 135 degrees. That's 7 marks. We can get that beautiful marks. It's only applying the basics, and remember, your cast diagram is essential here. So we are given sine 210, guys, so it's essential. Let's reduce that by subtracting by 180. What is 210 minus 180? That will be 180 plus 80. So we are going to have 180 plus 80, actually. 180 plus 80, that will give you sine 210. Then multiply by, since we have, we can see we have 510. It's a big number. We subtract it by 360. Whenever you have a greater angle, subtract it by 360. So if we say 510 minus 360, we get 150. So in other words, it will be the same as saying 360 plus 150. That will give you 510. So we are having cos 360 plus 150 You see, guys? So that's how it should be in the numerator. That's how it should be in the numerator. So let's go to cos 315. If we say 360 minus 315, what are we having? We are having 45. And 360 minus 45, that gives you 315, guys. So we have 360 minus 45. Remember, whenever you see a negative, this is a negative angle. The negative angle it's on the fourth quadrant, where sine is not a home for sine, right? So in other words, we are going to have negative sine 135, right? Going to have negative sine 135. Then is it a home for sine on the numerator? Sine 180 plus 30? No, it's not a home. So we are going to have negative sine 30. Is it a home for first quadrant? Yes. So we are going to have cos 150. All right. So far, so good. We are getting that beautiful 7 marks. So cos 360 minus 45. It's a home for cos. So that will be cos 45. Cos 45. Right. Then we also have negative sine 135. I guess we can, let's reduce this 150. If we say 180 minus 150 for cos, right? Let's reduce cos. That will be 180 minus 30. So let me just do it aside. If I say cos 180 minus 30 there, guys, this is 180 minus 30 will give us cos 150. So which home is the home for sine? For cos? No, it's not. So we're going to have negative cos 30. So in other words, here, our third step, negative sine 30. We're also going to have negative cos 30. Be very careful. So we have cos 45. So we need to now reduce sine 135. Let's reduce sine 35 there. If I say 180 minus 135, I'm getting 45. So meaning that 180 minus 45 will give me 135. So this is the same as saying I'm having sine 180 minus 45. Which home is this? It's a home for sine. So that will be positive sine 45. But because of this negative, this will be negative sine 45 as well, right? So we are having negative sine 45. Then I want us to punch that in our calculators. What is, or your special angles? Sine 30. Sine 30, that will be negative half. What about cos 30? Cos 30, guys, that will be root 3 all over 2. What about cos 45? Cos 45, that will be root 2 all over 2. What about sine 45? Remember, it's also going to be root 2 all over 2. Then let's punch our calculator. If we punch our calculator, we get negative root 3 all over 2. So that's the solution, guys, in this case. Hope this was helpful. That was 5.2. Let's go to 5.3 then. At 5.3, we are required to prove the identity. Yes, we are required to prove the identity. Cos theta minus cos 2 theta plus 2 divided by 3 sine theta minus sine 2 theta, which is equals to 1 plus cos theta divided by sine theta. How many marks was that? That was 5 marks. That was 5 marks. So I want you to see this. Right, so the best way is to start with the left hand side. Since we cannot do anything on the right hand side, let's start with the left hand side so that you're able to prove. Well, at 5.3, guys, they said cos 2 theta minus cos 2 minus cos theta plus 2 theta plus 2 divided by 3 sine theta minus sine 2 theta is equals to 1 plus cos theta divided by sine theta. The best way, I said that let's start with the left hand side. Okay, we have cos theta. The best way, since we have cos on the numerator, let's write everything in terms of cos. What is the double angle of cos 2 theta? The best double angle, it will be 2 cos squared theta minus 1 plus 2, sorry for that, plus 2. We are still on the left hand side. So it's essential, guys, to choose an appropriate double angle. So this is 3 sine theta. We can change sine 2 theta. This will be 2. That's a double angle for sine 2 theta. This will be 2 sine theta and cos theta. Then let's work it out. So we have cos theta. This negative affects everything. This will be negative 2 cos squared theta plus 1 plus 2 divided by 3 sine theta minus 2 sine theta and cos theta. So from here we have cos theta minus 2 squared 2 cos squared theta, 1 plus 2, that will be 3, the like terms. So I want us to be very careful when it comes to this part. We need to find the highest common factor at the denominator. We can see the highest common factor is sine, so we'll be left with sine here and 3, because sine times 3 is 3 sine. For me to get to 2 sine theta and cos theta, there I need 2, so this will be 2 cos theta. Yes, this is what I am going to have here. So from that, guys, we can factorize this, ne? We can factorize this. So for us to factorize this, the factors of this will be of 2 squared, we know that will be 2 cos 2, that will be 2 cos theta. Factors of 3, so let's start with the factors of 3. The factors of 3, that will be 3 and 1. So we are going to have 3 minus 2 cos theta. Other factor of 2 cos squared, that will be cos theta. The factor 1 here. So the signs, this should be plus. Remember, this will be plus. So both of our sine, and we have sine theta here. We also have 3 minus 2 cos theta at the denominator. We can see there's we have similar brackets. What do we do with those similar brackets? We'll have to cancel them. So meaning that on the right hand side and the left hand side, we have the same thing, which is 1 plus cos 2, which is 1 plus cos theta divided by sine theta. So we have proven this. Hope, guys, that was useful, and you will work well on this, right? So now on our part 2 video, we will be looking at 5.4 as well as 5.5. So do not forget to subscribe and like the video.